does look like the allegations leveled by Senator Natasha Akpotu-Uduaghan, who has been suspended by our colleagues, and Senator Akpotu-Uduaghan has been making a case for herself over issues relating, private issues relating between her and the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. So there was the Senate Ethics Committee who sat on the matter today, and just look like things went awry when Senator Nwamboyi, who is a spokesperson of the Senate, the deputy spokesperson of the Senate, and Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, one of those who are supposed to be a witness in that matter at a public hearing. It does look like some words were exchanged and got people angry, and it got into somewhat very unfriendly use of language today. But a bit of what transpired is what I'd like you to see, perhaps. Those of you who have come across some of this, you might be able to have a glimpse into what really happened today. And at some point in the program, I will allow you to understand what really was behind the background, what led to the hot exchange of words. But take a listen to some of this.
You are an insult to womanhood. And you are here to tell the world that you have not changed. You are here to tell the world that you have not changed. At 17, you have not changed. And there's nothing to take it. I will not take it. That is why you can never be here. People like you can never be here. People like you can never be here. How can you be? How can you be a fool? You are a hooligan. You are a hooligan. So you will be here. You don't insult me. The Senate committee chair, you sat in your seat and the senator attacked you. And you said to keep my mouth shut. Who are you, Professor? Who are you, the presiding officer? Who are you? I asked to be put on vote. And you refuse. And you cannot. You have this woman. You are here to disturb the chairman. It's okay, madam. It's okay. It's okay, madam. But you have to respect yourself. Shut up and take him out. Smell him out. Smell him out. You look like a dog. Look at you. Shoot at 70.
All right. There's yet another video, a portion of these that I'm going to play to you earlier, because those will be wondering what exactly caused the odd exchange of words. A senator and a former minister of education, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, and perhaps what some of those who were there said caused it was maybe an interruption in the submissions being made, and led to those. But let me allow you to listen to one person who was on the floor at a session today. It's a senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Monday Ubani, who is live for us here in our studio. Thanks so much, Leonard Sick, for joining us tonight.
Shegu, after many years, thank you for having me.
Good to see you again. It's been quite a while.
Thanks.
What exactly would you say caused that? Because a lot of Nigerians will be wondering, a distinguished a senator of the Federal Republic and a very distinguished personality in our society, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili. Whatever that's transpired and led to that kind of situation must be worrisome. What you sat beside, you sat in between, you were sandwiched in between the two, the gentleman and the lady, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili and Senator Nwamboyi. What triggered it?
You know, today is the continuation of the Ethics Committee on the hearing of the petition that was presented by one of the constituents on behalf of Natasha, because the first petition she presented was very defective by virtue of the fact that it was in non-compliance with the rules of the Senate. So she now presented a proper petition that was signed by a constituent, you know, and then the investigation and hearing started last week. They tried as much as possible to ensure that opportunity is given to the petitioner to be in the Senate in order to adopt and give further evidence on his petition. So it was when the proceeding was going on that we found out that, I mean, he came with his lawyer in the person of Professor Abiola, my good friend, and then Dr. Ezekwesili came also, say she's a witness. They asked her that, well, as a witness, no problem, she will have to take an oath, you know, after the petitioner must have adopted his petition. So I want to cut it short. So it was in the course of the proceeding that the chairman of the committee made a statement which the distinguished Senator Ubani agreed with. So Obi got angry, Ezekwesili got angry and asked him to shut up his mouth. That is actually what led to that altercation. It was Obi, I'm a Christian, and one of the things I desire in life is that I must make heaven, and that is the truth. And I wouldn't like a situation where somebody will want to come and lie against any person. Obi herself made a very uncomplimentary statement, you know, against me as a person. But being a man, I didn't respond. I didn't even look towards that direction. I felt that maybe, you know, she's angry, you know, concerning this matter. This matter is a bit people are emotional about it and all that. Rationality has taken a flight. They don't want to look at issues from the rational point of view. No problem. But the point is, when this proceeding was going on, it was obvious Ezekwesili's interjection and asking the distinguished senator to shut up his mouth that actually provoked the man. People react to issues differently. Maybe I would have taken a different, but he felt that she shouldn't speak to him in that way. So that's what you see. Of course, Nigerians wouldn't see that. Already I heard that they're very angry with the senator that he was bullying Obi Ezekwesili and all that. I was there. I was trying to even calm her and say, Madam is all right. And then even the senator, because for me, that was not necessary. They have a petition, and they have come to present. The world wants to know what is the petition allegation against Senator Godswill Akpabio, and they should come now and present it, and they are being given that opportunity. So the issue of now, you know, bringing quarrel and creating scene and creating all that content was not necessary.
To be clear, Senator Ubani is a witness in the matter at the hearing.
At the hearing, so he was
Dr. Obi Ezekwesili is a witness in at that hearing.
At that hearing too.
Dr. Abiola Akeode Afolabi
is a lawyer.
He's a lawyer. The counsel
to the petitioner.
To the petitioner.
Yes.
And I'm seeing the as laid, the affidavit, I don't know if you have a copy, as laid by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, which is titled A Petition Against Senator Godswill Akpabio for Sexual Harassment, Abuse of Office, and Obstruction of Legislative Duties before the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petitions. Part of the petitions and some of the headings of the petitions include sexual harassment, abuse of office, and malice. Those are some of the segments of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's allegations against, which was contained in an affidavit which was laid before the committee. But the lawmaker wasn't present, but she swore this affidavit and submitted before the committee. But the question here is that there was also another part to it. Now, Senator Mozoen, who is the chair of this committee, we understand now that he's going to be stepping aside. Is that right?
No, I don't think that. What happened was that the petitioner was saying, they started with the allegation that they have a senior advocate of Nigeria that is biased, so he can't be in this. So I don't know who they are referring to. So when they got to the fact that, look, this is not true, that there is no person in the committee that is actually, biased, against them, they now was referring, they also referred to Senator Ubani. Senator Ubani is not a member of the panel. He came as a witness and all that. So eventually they zeroed in on the chairman himself, that he himself is also biased. At the time, they were even saying that all the members of the panel was also biased. And I felt, look, this is a standing committee. You have made an allegation and is referred to that committee. So you come here now to present your petition. Adopt it. You have already written the petition. You adopt the petition and then expatiate, because you, the petitioner, must have been explained to by the person who swore the affidavit, that is Senator Natasha, that this is the facts. These are the facts and all that. Then you will be in a position to say something and then call all your witnesses. That is the proper procedure. But the petitioner refused to adopt his petition. He was alleging that all of them are biased.
Procedurally,
yes.
Should the petitioner be present to adopt when there is a counsel to
in this case, the petitioner is actually the man who signed the petition. But he has Senator Natasha as a witness who will expatiate what happened because she's the one making that allegation as a witness. And then maybe Obi Ezekwesili, who says she's a witness, also will give evidence. But she cannot give any evidence without the petitioner adopting his petition. That's what,
so that is what is stalling.
That's what they're asking him. Adopt your petition.
Was the petitioner present?
He was there. The young man was there.
So why was he not able to?
He was alleging bias. And we are saying, look, you have brought this petition before the Senate. And the Senate has referred this particular petition to a committee, a standing committee. They cannot constitute an ad hoc committee to hear this matter. It's already a standing committee. So you go ahead and present your petition. And, you know, call your witnesses. At least the television, all the television houses were there. Because what they did is to make sure that all the media houses were there in order to witness, in an open manner and in a transparent manner what the issues are. Because all over the world, Senator Natasha has gone over the papers in the world, all over, in order to make all these allegations. And I told them when I appeared in Channel with Professor Abiola, I said, look, has she done the right thing of bringing this particular petition before an institution? There are institutions she can go to. She can go to the police. She can go to the judiciary. She can go to the Senate. That it is better you follow this particular complaint through a structured manner, which is what they did now. Because after that, my advice, the following day, she came with the petition, but unfortunately, it did not comply with the procedure of bringing in a petition, so they now corrected her. She went and did the right thing. Now that the petition is before the committee, you present your petition, and then allow the respondent now to rebut or to agree with you and all that. And that was a golden opportunity because all over the place, people are asking, oh, you do carry investigation, and you guys cannot kill the matter and all that. We said, look, there are procedures. The committee is going to look into it, and everyone will be given an opportunity to come and expatiate whatever the allegations are.
I imagine that this is not even a judicial panel. This is not a quasi-judicial panel. This is somewhat an administrative panel between in an institution. So, so it doesn't have all of the powers.
Well, I don't know what they mean by because you take an oath. If you lie,
so does it make it a quasi-judicial panel?
Yeah, it is because you take an oath, and if you lie, you can be taken up. If you lie.
For perjury.
For perjury, because
and that's why they are laying their feet.
You must take oath. You must go ahead now and expatiate. They're not. But, see, to me, it was a
let me ask this question because if it's a quasi-judicial panel, and when there's an allegations of bias on the panel who is supposed to adjudicate or bring justice into the matter. Can the matter go forward in a proper judicial procedure naturally?
Let me just tell you.
Because the concept of natural justice has now been brought in.
Let me tell you about the issue of bias. You allege bias. It's not in every case you allege bias that the judge, recuses himself. He can recuse himself if the facts are very, very obvious. That if he goes ahead to hear this matter, there is likelihood of somebody looking at it and say justice has not been meted out. There are instances I have, probably put up an application and asked a judge to recuse, and he said, no, the facts are not sufficient enough for me to recuse. You can go ahead with it. But if he feels that there is sufficient evidence, he can recuse himself. What was the evidence that was being given by the petitioner? I heard him loud and clear. He said that the chairman of the committee made a statement that the petition was dead on arrival. And that was explained that was the first petition that Senator Natasha presented that did not comply with the rules of the Senate. And they told her, as long as you are the presenter and also you are the signatory to this particular petition, it will not fly. So the right thing to be done is go and read the rules and then comply. And she did. Immediately she did the right thing. The petition was accepted by the Senate. It was laid on the floor of the Senate and referred to an appropriate committee. And that is the committee that is sitting today. They sat last week. They couldn't get the petition. And in order for him now to expatiate on the allegation that he has brought. But unfortunately, he was now alleging bias. And we're saying, what is the bias? Oh, that he said that the petition was dead on arrival. And I said, look, which of the papers said it? Was it with the new petition or with the old petition? That was not explained. And the man says, in this matter, you must adopt your petition first. Even if you adopt your petition and call your witnesses, and at the end of the day it's found out that I'm biased, of course the man can recuse himself. There are many distinguished senators that are in that panel. There is even a senior advocate of Nigeria that is in that panel. Nee is a member of the panel, and is a distinguished, and is a senior advocate of Nigeria. And there are so many other members of the distinguished senator that are members that could also preside. Many of them were there. So my take is that what I saw today was a situation of people that were not ready to go ahead with their petition. And that is I may be wrong with my conclusion, because they came with a petition, and that opportunity is being given to them now to really adopt the petition and then prove all the things they have alleged in their verifying affidavit, right? And then give opportunity to the respondent also to reply. That's how this procedure. And they told them, look, we have a procedure here. We must follow that procedure. We cannot depart from our procedure.
Today, a judge recused himself from the matter, another matter, well, similar anyways, where the petitioner is also Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan against Senator Godswill Akpabio, and there is a new judge that will have to take up that matter. And similar issues. Well, this time around, it was Senator Godswill Akpabio who now accused the judge of bias, which the judge has now recused himself from.
Maybe the judge found worthy, probably the petition to be worthy. That's why he said, look, I don't want to handle this matter. And you see that it's an allegation of bias against me.
This matter is somewhat defeated on arrival, considering the fact that the people who sat in judgment against Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, because her colleagues who suspended her, and she's gone around to say, look, there is this masculinity, this chauvinism, tendency to shut her down, to gag her, and these are the same people who are going to sit in judgment on our matter. Don't you think that it's a defeated matter ab initio?
Sheikh, I don't know, Ashewu, I don't know how you want me to reach to that conclusion, because the point is that she has brought this particular petition before the Senate. It's an institution, and I said earlier that there are other institutions she can also approach in case she feels that the institution that she has approached, she doesn't have confidence in them. If she feels she doesn't have confidence in the Senate, she can go to the judiciary, she can go to the police. But she felt that the right thing to be done is, first of all, let me bring this matter before the Senate. Now, if you have submitted this petition before the Senate, who do you want the angels to come and decide the matter? Because you are asking me this question and you are putting me in a very... What do you want me to say?
So, no,
am I now to say that they should assemble angels from heaven?
Let's assume that there was a time that there are allegations against the bench, against the judiciary. And there are sometimes blanket allegations. Oh, the judges are corrupt, and those who are petitioning the judiciary, or those who are accusing the judiciary, at some point will stand before the judiciary or on a similar matter or on the same matter. So the question is that, do you want to get justice in the real sense from the people whom you have accused?
This question is hypothetical. The point is that she has brought her petition, and I want to say this with all sense of honesty, that she has brought the petition before a committee, before the Senate. The Senate has a standing committee. I hope you are hearing me.
No,
there is a standing committee that deals with matters like any, misconduct against a senator or between them. So they must be referred to a committee called ethics, privileges, and public petition. They listen to both private and all that, even matters that affect senators, right? So that committee is a standing committee of the Senate. So if you have submitted this petition before that particular Senate and they have referred to that committee, there is no other committee in the Senate that can handle except them. Now, if you don't want them to handle the matter, the other alternative is to go to court and expatiate this allegation you have made, right? Or you go to the police. You remember that this matter is alleging happened in 2023. And only resurrected after this issue of seat that was reallocated, remember? Now, remember that her husband was not even aware of this story until she was on television in order to announce all this, right? That, no problem. The point is that you have now had a golden opportunity to expatiate on this allegation. You've been all over the world. There is no television house in Europe and America that Senator Natasha has not been to in order to put up this allegation. Now you have a structured institution that can handle it, in your country. Now, why don't you now come boldly? Even if you don't succeed there are other alternatives also where you can go to. So why would they now come and create? Because to me, what they did, they came with, they were aggressive, they were a bit, angry. And no, you have a golden opportunity now in a structured manner, full of wisdom. Gentlemen, this is my this is my petition. These are the verifying affidavit. These are the exhibits.
Let me ask you.
And none of these things were done. So how do you now want the Senate to adjudicate on the matter?
In other crimes,
yes,
these kind of allegations leveled against the presiding officer.
Yes.
In the UK, for example, we've seen Prime Minister resign
yes,
on issues less than this.
Yes.
There are those who are saying, Gosue Akpabio, with these allegations and the fact that this matter has given Nigeria a bad name globally, yes, because of how this has gone.
Yes.
Is he also right to have the Senate President to have considered in settling this matter in other ways, or perhaps just stepping away from this matter?
To do what? So
that this can, there might be proper justice. Because sitting as a presiding officer, there are definitely those who think that there will be bias and there will be the matter might be defeated from the very start.
My take is that, you mentioned in America, in London, they, in such an allegation is made against any public officer, they normally, want to maybe allow, proper investigation to be done, which is also what the Senate is trying to do in this circumstance. But there must be evidence, because I'm also curious, to look at the evidence that the person who has alleged this sexual harassment has presented. There are two things he has said, which, if there are sufficient evidence, I will be one of the person that will advise Senator Gosue Akpabio to step aside. The first allegation is that on 8th of December, in the home of Senator Akpabio in Uyo,
yeah,
she was with her husband, and then the senator took them to all the rooms and then said, "Do you like my house? We would like to come back here for you to make me happy. I'm the presiding officer." That is one of them. The second one is when she did not wear, her ring, her wedding ring, and the man saw that she was not. Says, "Is there an invitation to treat?" And that, according to her, those things were said in the presence of senators and all that. As I speak to you, there is no single witness that has been named. There is no single exhibit. There is no single text message. There is no single evidence in the verifying affidavit. She has an affidavit, because you have evidence, it's evidence.
All the allegations she's made are said to be verbal.
Verbal. They are all verbal, no corroboration, no single witness has been named. Look,
if there are issues of sexual nature, and these are verbal in nature, what kind of evidence?
Is your word against mine? Yeah. That I told you that you come and make me happy. Did that mean sexual harassment? Or I see you didn't wear any ring and I say that is an invitation to treat, that is sexual harassment. Now let's even assume, but not considering that is evidence of sex.
It's actually sexual harassment, actually, when a married man tells a married woman that he should come make her happy. Make him happy.
We don't know what happy, what manner of happy. Is it to sleep with him? Because when he says come and make me happy, or is it come and cook for me?
Immoral at that point.
You can read it to be that it has to do with sex. It may be come and cook for me, or come and have a nice, but whatever it is, I'm not considering that. But I'm saying, who witnessed? Is it your husband was there? You didn't tell your husband, according to her. We're going to the merit of the case. Now, you didn't tell your husband these things until 2025, when your seat was reallocated and all that. So, sentiment now.
These are some of the other things.
Yes, what other things again?
She said, quote,
yes,
Natasha, I'm the chief, I'm making reference.
Yes, to what he said at the Goswell said.
He said, Natasha, I am the chief presiding officer of the Senate.
Yes.
And you can enjoy a whole lot from me if you take care of me and make me happy.
Happy. That's allegation again. Word against both of them. Is there any person? Is it in written form? Is there any witness there? Now, in all this, her allegation is that she could not perform her duty as a senator because the sexual advances were rejected, rebuffed. This particular senator was voted as one of the best senators this year by Arise this day because of her performance, because of opportunity given to her to perform in the chambers. She did move several motions. There is a synopsis of all her contribution, both on motions, both on bills, She has a bill that is on second reading. She was the one that moved the motion for the investigation of Ajokuta still, and then a committee has been set up. They visited even the site on the issue of corruption. She has so many things. She has made several contributions. She was one that announced the death of one of her, titled, Eze or, chief or Obas in our environment. And there are so many. There are so many. If you see what she has done, that is why Arise, and this day, made her one of the best senators in the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2024-2025. So if she was not given that opportunity as a result of sexual harassment, how could she have attained that level? What I'm trying to say, in effect, is that I am not making light of whatever allegations she has made. She has brought this petition now in a structured manner. She has followed instruction by bringing it up. So this golden opportunity has been presented to you by the Senate. Why don't you go ahead and say, these are the allegations, these are my evidence and all that. Don't assume that they will be against you. Because by the time you assume it, why did you bring it in the first place? You brought it before. They must look at it.
Let's wrap this up in this manner. And I'd like to ask you, because this is getting so dirty, and perhaps at this stage of our democracy, I'm not sure we should be talking about sexual advances other than discussing our policy and governance
and it's making undermining what the Senate and all that, the House of Rep, they're doing, even under the dispensation. We are undermining it, we are reducing it and all that.
And I'm going to ask you, go ahead. Most sincerely, so that efforts and resources are not spent and time are not spent in what could be a trivial matter in the real sense if people are not going astray in their duties.
Correct.
How do you think, this is on a final note, your final word if you made tonight, what do you think, or how do you think this matter can be laid to rest? And perhaps, if it's a political solution, right, how can this be laid to rest?
God will bless you.
Or resolved,
let me say this. We have had issues on the floor of the Senate and even the House of Reps, where there are disagreements and all that between senators and all that. Then the next thing is that they come together and say, I am sorry. And then the matter is resolved. It has happened even with Senator Godswill Akpabio. There was a time he had such an altercation with the former Senate president. But when he was explaining, look, this is the proper procedure, he said, gentlemen, distinguished senators, I'm very, very sorry. I got it wrong. So I felt that with the altercation that took place on the 25th of February on the floor, that it could be that Senator Nacha was angry, and she's a human being to be angry and all that. That the following day, she can come back and say, I'm sorry for what transpired. Because many senators came to her that day. You watch it on national television. I said, madam, it's okay, go to the seat. From there, you can address. She refused and said she doesn't want to listen to any person. She went to Berekete radio. No problem. She could have still come back to say, I'm sorry. She now said she's going to appear on Arise, and the whole world should watch her. The next thing is sexual harassment. So you begin to ask, do this person want this matter? Then the next thing you went to IPU. The next thing you went to BBC, Sky News. Why are you externalizing all this? So what I'm saying that this thing should have been resolved. Because many persons have come. A lot of institutions. There's a vice president of a country in Africa came over this matter and said, look, Mr. President, we want to have this matter resolved. President said, look, I am not against any resolution of this matter. I am open to it. But go and talk to Lady Natasha. If she wants this matter to be resolved, she knows where that matter can be resolved. Come back to the Senate, where she is elected to represent her people and say, I am sorry. And this matter will die. But you want to insist on proving your sexual harassment. Nobody's asking you to step down on it. Go ahead now, your opportunity has been given to you. Or if you don't believe in the Senate, go to the court. If you don't believe in the court, go to the Nigerian police. But you don't believe in I don't know where else to go.
But can the Senate, legally speaking, this case has gone to court, can the Senate panel continue?
Now, the matter is also sub judice, remember? But they still want the situation where they can even go ahead to hear the matter on merit. Because they asked the young man, okay, go ahead and adopt your petition. We want to hear you, right? And they refused to adopt his petition.
So is the action of the Senate committee sub judice? Because if the court case is in court and you are hearing this...
No, they have not made any ruling yet.
Okay.
They have not given us what
the case is presented.
What I'm saying is that the committee will not give us a report based upon what transpired today, whether they are going ahead with the matter, or whether the matter is sub judice, or whether they are making any ruling on the matter. But the point is that the petitioner failed the golden opportunity given to him to adopt his petition. He refused to adopt it and all that.
Thank you so much indeed. Mr. Monday Ubani, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, who is also a witness in that matter today, who saw it all. Thank you so much indeed.
Shegun, thank you.
It's good to see you again.
Honestly, long time.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I hear you're a lawyer now.
Thank you so much.